Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new product review, a new look to a book. This time I want to share with you what you can find on the Idoneth Deepkin. I know that it has been a couple of weeks or 3 weeks that was launched since I'm making this video, but I don't receive this material for free. I have to pay myself, and I have to purchase when I have the opportunity. I like to collect these books, so I really enjoy reading them. Although I don't do the army, I like reading the books, go through the books and see and enjoying them. So it's a really nice design. We are talking here about 100. Let me go to the last page. We're talking about 136 pages of full color book. So of course all the images, all the art is going to be new in that case, because this is completely a new race. It's the first book for this race in Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So what we have is normally we start with the background, the expression of the different units, where they are coming from, what are the origins of this race, and all this type of stuff. Then we will go to a block that is going to be a showcase, and at the end we will have the rules dedicated to this faction, plus all the different units, explanation of unit rules. So you can see we have quite a good amount of war scrolls here. I think these are some battalion war scrolls, and I think the units start here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units. So you can see it's always mixed with a very nice piece of artwork, showing how the army looks like, and very inspiring for your paint jobs. So this is one of the guys that we will see the miniatures. So most of these guys we will see the miniatures later on. It's a very new concept where there are people or elves living under the sea, and they just do raids on the surface to steal souls. So here we see it's quite a very nice looking, a mixture of female and male, as we normally see in all these type of elf armies. And you can see that the art and it's really nice and it's looking awesome. So just want to show you some. We have here on the main moments. They are always also starting doing this type of art, comic looking like. This is very similar to the art we have seen on the Ever Chosen book. More colorful. The Ever Chosen was even more big color. Here we have how the armies are composed, and it means on background. And then we will have the explanation of each unit with the. No, these are not the units, these are the different enclaves, so the different sub-factions in a way, or different. This is very interesting as well, because it gives you ideas how to paint your guys and what is the color scheme that you would like. I think it's very important to have different ideas of how to paint the same army. We have here some of the background, and then as usual we go to the explanation of each unit, starting with Eidolon of Battleland. And I will jump here, so I will go fast. This one, we don't need to, we see that we have all the different units, explanation, background, and what is the origin of the different units. We go to then the showcase. Okay, here we have a very nice pictures of how to paint the army. So here we have the real miniatures painted by Games Workshop. Of course, normally these are painted by high-level painters, so it's difficult for most of us to reproduce what you can see here, but I think these are really inspiring paint jobs to give you ideas how to paint the different fishes in the case, and elves. So you will see this turtle is painted in a very different ways, and as well the different type of fish. See here we have it in this red, we have it in brown and green. So I always like to stare and look on these pictures, because they are very inspiring. I like also this one, this big color type of fish, and also this one here. So this miniature is really spectacular, and we see that there is two configurations. So there is one and then we have the other one here, for example. So very interesting. I will paint one of these miniatures on my next tutorial this month, so I will paint this guy here as a part of the tutorial. This is heavy metal, so it's not going to be, I don't think I will reach this level, but I will try to make the best I can. But here you see really nice painted miniatures. I'm going a little bit faster now. Again, how army can be composed. We have, it's interesting that they give some tips on how to paint them in an easy way. So this is always interesting that you have this type of tips on how to paint and different color schemes and the different textures. This thing that is quite important, you will see that it's present in quite a lot of this type of quest is present in quite a lot of these guys, especially the characters you see on different sizes. So you have this quest in different characters. And then we go to the forces of Idoneth, and we have different rules. I will not explain terms on all the different rules, but we have the legends abilities, and we can use the artifacts, and the different. Here we have all the different artifacts. This is really going and going and going more and getting more close to what used to be in the past. So we have more and more objects to pick from. We have the spells. Then we have, this is a new piece of terrain that you can also take from your army. We have rules if you take one of these houses, or how it's called, one of these sub-factions of this faction. So you can have some additional rules. And then we have a scenario here to play your army, a couple of scenarios, 3 scenarios. So dedicated, I mean, to give a more fluffy and narrative gaming with your army. We have also the rules for Path of Glory, okay, in case you want to play a Path of Glory. And here we have, these are battle plans, I guess, for Path of Glory, if I'm not wrong. No, these are battle plans this is for the skirmish part. I was forgetting about that. So we have the Path of Glory, and then we have the skirmish part, if I'm not wrong, or is it still? This is still Path of Glory, sorry, and these are scenarios for Path of Glory. And then we have the Idoneth Deepkin tactics, so some tips on tactics, and then we go to the war scrolls themselves. And the war scrolls, we start with the war scrolls battalions. Okay, we have some war scrolls battalions that are composed of different units. Okay, we have also a mixture of a war scroll battalion that is mixing Sylvaneth and Deepkin. So we have from Sylvaneth we have 1 branch weight, 2 units of Battalions and 2 of Ancient. Then we have 1 Ishran Caster, 2 units of Arkellan Guard, 1 unit of Namarti Thralls, 1 unit of Namarti Rivers, and 1 unit of Arkellan Alopoxes. And then we have the different units, the different war scrolls, and I will go fast here because I will not pay attention. So this is what you find in this book. It's quite complete, quite a big book, and it's quite a big launch for being just a new faction. So it's not like, I think if you compare this for example, when they put other factions, I think this is coming quite complete, and there is a lot of new, taking into account that there was nothing about this faction before this book. So that's what I want to share here. Please leave in the comments below and let me know what do you think about this faction, if you like or not. Give a like if you have liked this video. Subscribe if you want to see how I paint one of these Idoneth guys. And yeah, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.